just be like, hey guys, welcome back to Fan Talk, and I'm David.
I'm Simon.
And we're going to be doing a little bit of news.
Welcome to the news. Now this is, we'll start off we'll just run through some of this stuff really quickly because there's really no surprise. There wasn't a whole lot of surprises in the box office last weekend, the October 11th, 13th weekend, but let's just jump right on in. Joker kept its throne.
Kept its throne, yeah. Joker was nailing it.
Yeah, with only a 41% drop, it acted more like an actual drama movie than a comic book movie.
Yeah.
So it had some legs.
And go ahead and excuse my coughing, folks. I'm getting over a little bit of a virus, and sorry, you're going to catch some of that on film.
So that's at 548. It's up over $500 million worldwide already.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be some kind of sequel from this, or you got to think. I mean,
man, God, I don't know. I feel like that it would be smarter play to do something similar to this, like we talked about. Do a Catwoman movie like this. Do another hero movie like this.
Somebody else in the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, don't do another Joker follow-up. I feel like it could damage
what they've done if they don't do it right.
Yeah, it's just, but we'll see what happens.
They open it up as 15 years later, he meets Batman.
Right.
No, I don't know. There could be, if it's done just right with the same people, maybe I'll see it. But as far as will we like it, or will it do the first one justice?
I would hate to see a sequel. I just have to say this again. I loved this movie. I think a sequel will really damage it. But that being said, you and I know about the cash grab.
Yeah.
You know, Hollywood and their cash grabs, right? So, I mean, they'd almost be foolish, and somebody somewhere is going, we got to do a sequel. Look at all this money. I mean, they have to be thinking it.
Right. I mean, outside the DC stuff, what does Warner have?
Yeah.
Well, they got a lot, but still. I completely predict a sequel of some sorts. If not even... Well, definitely probably tied to the Joker, but even like a similar, somebody else in the Rogues Gallery, let's do, instead of Taxi Driver and Joker, let's do, something else and, Penguin, or, base it off this other kind of old movie. Anyway, number 2, Addams Family came in a strong second.
Yeah, Addams Family, I love seeing these crafty characters doing well again. You and me have talked about this before. I'm a big fan of Addams Family, just the characters in general. They crack me up.
And it's definitely gone to a new generation. I see kids left and right doing the da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da. Yeah.
But it opened to $30 million, and good solid start.
Yeah, and from what I understand, we're already looking at a sequel for this one.
Yeah. Coming in number 3, a very soft Gemini.
Yeah.
$20 million on a $138 million budget.
$138 million budget. Definitely not going where they were wanting it to. Not going where I wanted it to. I will tell you that I have went and seen this movie. We will do a review on it later next week, probably, with all the stuff going on this week. It's probably going to be next week before I get a review in. I can see why it hasn't done as well. It's a fun movie. I think that people are going to enjoy it, and I think it might actually stretch out a little longer than we think. I think this was maybe a bad month to release a movie like this.
Yeah, also, they put such an emphasis on the technology used to make it. They filmed it at 120 frames per second instead of the usual 24, so it's kind of like... And only a handful of theaters can show that, but also only a handful of people actually like seeing a movie in that high frame rate because it's kind of disorientating.
Yes.
And, we have a high frame rate cinema near us, and it's one to go see it at. I don't think it's quite 120, but it might just be 60, but still... If it's one of those things that's your thing, then great, but it's not going to be most people's thing to go see a movie just for that kind of experience of a high frame rate. I mean, the movie needs to be good underneath it.
Yes, and like I said, this is a film you're going to like. You're going to enjoy this movie. It's a fun film. I'll wait for you to go and see it, and then we'll do our review, and we can both kind of talk about it a little more later. But I am not overly shocked at this, but I do think that we're going to see more from it. I think it's going to stretch out a little longer.
Can I have a sneak preview? Your opinion, or you can just say, we'll wait.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Uncanny Valley for the aging.
Oh, you know what? I personally thought it was a good job. It wasn't Alita Battle Angel good, but it was definitely on par with Samuel L. Jackson. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was believable.
Fair enough. You actually felt like you're watching Fresh Prince?
I didn't feel like I was watching Fresh Prince. I think that's the only thing that separates this is if you look at Samuel L. Jackson when he was younger and you go and watch one of those films and watch... Marvel, you're like, okay, he looks a little bit different. But a lot of people remember exactly. The Fresh Prince is still in everybody's mind. So, no, it doesn't look exactly like Fresh Prince.
It'd also be Independence Day age. And back at Blanche, I mean, we know what he looked like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's believable.
Okay, fair enough. Coming in 4, Abominable Snowman stayed in strong. 5, Downton staying in the top 5 for yet another week.
Yep.
And just to point that one out, $152 million on a $8 million
$8 million budget. And you
Get
know
ready
what?
for a sequel upon sequels upon sequels.
Yes, and well, this is a film that has, it has a big cult following, anyways.
Across multiple continents.
Yeah, the series does, and it's not just popular, like you said, in the United States. It's popular across multiple continents and several countries, and so
And the actors, no offense to them, these aren't $20 million budget picture actors.
No, but I guarantee you that the popularity of this now is going to raise their profitability. When they do their next film, you guys will be silly not to demand more money.
Yeah, instead of $8 million budget,
silly to not demand more money.
You're going to be looking next time at a $50 million budget, and most of that raise will be from salaries.
From salaries. And if not, then they're doing something wrong. They should get paid more.
Because plus there's also 20 main quote-unquote characters. I mean, it's a lot. It's a big cast.
A lot of people, a lot of big names, and I mean, let's just say it, the acting in it is superb. It's not like that any of them are low-quality actors.
Yeah. I mean, they've got quality on that. I'm going to jump around on the list a little bit. I'm actually have 2 more I want to mention. Number 9 is another new release this week, Jexy. That is an Adam Devine comedy. Also has Wanda Sykes. It's a just a comedy movie. The reason I bring that up is it's a new release, so I thought at least kind of point out where it's at.
Yeah.
It only made $3.1 million on a budget of $5 million, so at least it knew what it was getting itself into.
Yeah.
So it's going to probably do all right for itself, even though it's such a low on the total openings. But throw it out there. It seemed to be doing decent for itself, and shout out. And then I wanted to call out number 15 on the opening list. Also another new release and very limited release called Parasite.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this one?
I have.
Okay, the South Korean one. It made $384,000 last in the opening weekend, which doesn't sound like much until I mentioned the fact it opened in three theaters.
3, yeah.
If you did the multiplication on that, that'd be like a $300 million opening if it opened wide. If it maintained that level.
Yeah, if it maintained that level.
So that had some serious interest on that one. It came off the Cannes Film Festival very well. It's a dark comedy thriller. Mm-hmm. I read the synopsis of it. It's been open. We don't have that one of the 3 theaters around here.
No.
But this sounds like a pretty intriguing movie, and the notable in the per theater on that one was just outstanding.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of hype, and then this is definitely a film we're going to see in more theaters. It's going to spread out a little bit.
I think at its height, and I'd have to go back and double check, so don't skewer me if I'm wrong, but I think Endgame at its height was like $75,000 per theater. This is like $125,000 per theater.
Yeah,
I mean that's amazing.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Well, that's it for the notables on the box office from last weekend. Looking all the way to the year 2000, just a little Conan reference. Jay and Silent Bob opened very limited, very oddly. And
it's almost
on the 15th.
It's almost not fair to talk about the money per theaters in this because it's such an odd release.
On the Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, the reboot. Because
we don't know what the numbers are just yet because we had the opening on Tuesday, and then there's a kind of a second showing on Thursday of this week.
Yes.
It's not every theater either, and it's only one showing per theater.
And
also the showing on the Thursday nationwide is a double feature.
Yes.
With Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back coming on first. When they start doing the road tour and start opening it kind of wider and wider, it's just going to be an interesting kind of release because they're doing it more of an old school exhibition style as opposed to day and date all at once.
Yes, and I mean, we don't even know if there's actually going to be a solid, set release where it's going to be in several theaters, which has brought a lot of build to this film because it's like me and Simon are both going to be watching this tomorrow, and I'm excited, because it's going to be a packed theater, and it's like the only chance we have to go watch it. If we don't go watch it tomorrow, we
have to catch it on the road show, which is difficult to try and catch the right one with schedules and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing it, obviously, and we'll talk more about that coming up pretty soon. And then actually proper openings this coming weekend, we have Jojo Rabbit. Directed by Taika Waititi. and also partially starring him as a imaginary version of Hitler.
Yeah.
And this is basically about a Hitler youth who finds out that there's a Jewish girl living in his attic. And then he envisions this Hitler character telling him kind of what he needs to be doing. Also has Scarlett Johansson, Rotten Tomato score of 81. Interesting. It sounds like,
It sounds like my kind of film.
I mean,
think
it's either going to be done really well or it's going to be not.
A complete. Oh, yeah. So we'll
interesting.
see.
I mean, I couldn't see the budget numbers on this one. Hopefully, this is just kind of like hey, let's just try this for a decent budget and see how it turns out. Good luck to them. Also opening this weekend is Maleficent 2.
Maleficent 2.
Yeah. I'll go to you on that. Yeah. Maleficent. There we go.
There you go. You nailed it.
Phonics worked.
Nailed it.
Starring obviously Angelina Jolie, Elle Fanning, Michelle Pfeiffer. Rotten Tomatoes of 51, not to be expected for this kind of movie. Obviously, a sequel to the movie from a few years ago. It's expected to have a $50 million opening, so we'll see if it manages to make that.
We'll see. Honestly, the first one, I was overwhelmed on how well it actually was done and how fun a movie it was.
Mm-hmm.
One of those films I wasn't expecting a sequel to, kind of like The Joker, and I don't really feel like I needed one. And sometimes, once again, I feel like cash grabs. I understand why people do them. It's all about money. But sometimes for me, it's me. It's not about money. It's about the art. And sometimes
I love the story. If they can get a good story, then it'd be okay. I just don't know.
And like I said, I've
seen
the trailers. It looks entertaining. I feel like this is going to be a typical sequel, though. It might be a good sequel and a sequel that is fitting for a series,
yeah.
But it's not going to be in my opinion, I don't feel like it. They're going to have to really wow me to be better than the first one. You're like, wow, this is like a Terminator 2 situation where the first one was good, the second one's even better. I don't see that. We'll see. I don't see it though.
Well, with that same rationale go to the other sequel coming out this weekend. Zombieland.
Now this one I'm excited about, but of course I love Woody Harrelson. I mean,
Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Rosario Dawson's in this, so is Luke Wilson.
Yeah,
and it's got a great cast.
Yeah, Emma Stone's one of my favorites. I haven't seen her in a whole lot recently. I'm really excited to see her reprising this role. Woody Harrelson, the previews look hilarious. The concept was hilarious. I love this film.
So this does fit into the art.
No, they can make as many of these as they want.
Okay. Fair enough. I see where you're going with that. All right, so a lot of different choices this weekend. So some news from the last few days. Kevin Feige's been given creative control over all Marvel.
All that is Marvel is at his fingertips. Yes, he is the Marvel god.
I think that's a good thing, bad thing?
I'm torn. Absolute power comes absolute evil.
And also one person to point a finger at.
Yeah, but I do understand the idea. The idea is that he has a grand picture, which is something that Stan Lee had. And I think that they're kind of giving him a little bit more control because he's been very successful up until this point. And there's something to be said about that. And from a storytelling perspective and from, a grand plan, I mean, this man has done a good job.
I think the Marvel TV staff will be tied into the MCU more closely now.
Well, I think it'll all be. I think the main point is that by having one person with creative control, it allows him to basically continue that. Where they don't have the problem like they had on Netflix, where it's oh, well, Daredevil, we're going to cancel that because this isn't really going towards the story that I'm telling. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're going to,
They keep trying to say, yeah, we're part of the MCU. No, you're not.
No, you're not. And it's so now he can be okay, it's all part of the MCU.
Yeah,
I'm going to control this. No, this is alternate universe. This is 616. And I think we are going to see that, too. I think with the introduction of Spider-Man and Sony, maybe a more collaborative workings together in the future, I think that we're going to start to see a Marvel universe that is not just the 616 in the comic book. 616 is the main Marvel universe.
Yep.
I think we're going to start seeing some branches off of the alternate universes, and we'll be able to connect those like you do in comics by numbers, so that we'll actually know which universe is which is something that has always irritated me about DC, is that there isn't that continuity where you understand. Like in Marvel, if you're doing the Ultimates, for instance, it's a totally different storyline. Spider-Man's dating Kitty Pryde, and it's just a totally different wacky world, but you understand that that's a totally different universe. That's a universe like this. So I think we're going to see some of that, and I think that Feige will do a good job, but like you said, the future will tell.
Yeah. Switching over to DC for a second, we have Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
And then
the Batman movie with Ben Batterson.
Yes.
Patterson.
And I know a lot of people are upset about that. We need to do a video about that pretty soon, because I'm actually going to come to his aid in this one and say I don't necessarily think this is a bad call. I mean, when you look at his overall appearance and some of the shots that we've seen, he looks like he's going to fit the role as a Bruce Wayne and a Batman. And as far as his acting goes, folks, I mean, if you've not seen some of the other stuff that he's done other than Twilight, he's actually a very good actor.
Even Twilight, he's good at the role he was given.
Yeah. Once again, folks, you can only
he shines with those sparkles.
Yeah. You can only deal with the script you are given. You know, you're given a certain script, and you only can do so much with those lines, you know. And again, I feel like he was kind of been given a short end of the stick. I think he's a really good actor, and I think that, you know, this is going to be kind of one of those situations where we have to give him a chance. We all don't like to see new Batmans. We don't like to see new James Bonds. We don't like to see new Starship Captains. I mean, the simple fact is, all of us as fans, we don't like change. And when we get it at first, we're very doubtful. But in some cases, for rightful reasons. But a lot of times we find out, on the flip side of things, that we got something else that we love and enjoy, and we can add to our little collection of fun things to talk about. And if not, again, we have something to bitch about. So
back to Zoe Kravitz as a Catwoman. She's done a great job on other roles. I don't mind at all them kind of changing things up with the look of Catwoman.
No, I think that is not even really an off look for Catwoman. I mean, we think about the past and the other people who've played her. I think that she actually looks the part, and I think she's a fantastic actress. I think she's going to be a very good Catwoman. I think it was an excellent choice. You know, I'm excited about it. So I think that was an intelligent call. We'll see how that goes.
Quickly, Addams Family 2 has already been confirmed for October 2021.
2021, yeah.
Not a big surprise.
No, not with the money it's making, right?
They're like, yes, make more. Venom 2 is coming out really about I think a year from now. Yeah. And they're not even starting principal photography until like January, February. So they're hoping that nothing goes wrong.
Yes, and they have kind of somewhat confirmed that there will be some kind of a Spider-Man tie-in of some sort.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they're just going to do a separate, different Spider-Man, or if they're going to go Holland.
I think it's going to be Holland, and I think that there's going to be
or just a reference, even not even having a
cameo. I think there'll be a cameo. I think he'll be in the film. I don't think he'll be a main character. I think he'll be more or less a cameo. An after credits scene. Some little something to start bringing Spider-Man into that universe,
the Venomverse.
Yeah, and I think that they're gonna do that for sure. One of the things I've been really excited about, which a lot of us have talked about this, but now it is official, is Deadpool 3.
Yes, Deadpool 3 is R, and it has Ryan Reynolds. Go figure.
And yay.
Sorry, skip right over that. They confirmed that the villain or villainess Shriek is going to be
in Venom. The Venom movie is Shriek, yeah. So,
but yeah, back to Deadpool. Looking forward to it. I mean, as long as they don't meddle in it too much and kind of let the I don't want to say formula, but let the ingredients that made the first two so good.
And we're going to see where it goes, because there's a lot of different things that can happen now, because Deadpool is officially part of the MCU.
Oh, there'll definitely be some break the wall shout outs.
So there's going to be some shout outs, unlike other Deadpool films where there was no other characters. Like, can't we afford an X-Men? And there's that little scene where there's a couple of them in a room. I mean, it's going to be fun to see what we can pull into it.
I'm interested to see if they're going to have them do some kind of like alternate universe shift, because Deadpool is
crosses all lines.
Well, Deadpool right now is and the first two movies were part of the X-Men, the Fox X-Men universe. Yeah. Very explicitly. So if Deadpool 3 would in theory be part of that same universe, unless they do something to explain the shift. Or they just leave it there.
Like I said, we'll just see how it pans out, because they haven't even introduced the X-Men yet, and so we'll see how it all plays. But I will say that I would not be surprised if we see some other cameos and things in a Deadpool film, and that if we don't see some kind of tie-in or way in which we might be introducing this character into other Marvel films without them being Deadpool films. And inevitably, what I would love to see, which I don't know if we ever will, but I know that Ryan Reynolds has already explicitly said that he would love to do this, is some kind of deal with Sony where we get a Deadpool Spider-Man film.
That'd be pretty cool.
So,
no, and also this comes out after Doctor Strange and the
Multiverse of Madness. I can't help it. I love that title.
That opens a way for multiple like crossovers of different universes. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, that's what I have for the news. You got anything else? I put you on the spot.
You put me on the spot? No, that's going to round up our news. I do want to say this. We are actually going to be going to watch Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really crazy release, so we're going to be seeing that. So expect to see our review on that coming up. And we also have gotten tickets to go meet Captain My Captain.
Yep.
We're going to be going to see William Shatner speak after a viewing of Wrath of Khan. Yeah, and that might be a good question for Captain Kirk. Would be like, how loud can you really scream that they can hear you in space?
I'm pretty sure we'd be walking away from us.
Yeah. No, but
we'll come up with some good questions for Mr. Shatner.
Yeah, Mr. Shatner. We're really excited to meet Mr. Shatner. So once we go and do that, we'll have some cool pictures to post, and we'll do a video and let you guys know more about it. Till then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for stopping by.